All right, everybody, it is 7:17. I said I would wait 2 minutes after start time. The first thing I want to do is, we don't usually get an opportunity to do this. If you see me looking left and right, it's because I have dual monitors and I've got stuff everywhere. The first thing I want to do is welcome Lene. Lene is our newest member. Where's Michael at, Lene?
Where is she?
Connecting to audio. Okay, audio's connecting right now.
Oh, okay.
Lene, can you hear us?
There we go. I can hear you.
There we go. Welcome, Lene. Lene's our newest member. She's also a newly certified scuba diver. She had a horrible instructor. I'm sorry for that. But all right. So, like I said, Gabby, she's working until 7:30. She usually keeps the chair. For those of you who don't know, it just seems recently all the meetings are happening the day she's working, and she's on Panama shift. It's not going to be a long meeting tonight because there was a change of plans last minute. We were supposed to have the meeting at the dive shop, and then all the restrictions came back on, and there was discussion with the board members, and I was like, let's just do Zoom one more time and see what happens. Let me see here. So this is the overview for tonight's meeting. We're going to have a vote about the barbecue, talk about that here in a second. The Catalina Trip, which hopefully we can still go on, trips, and then pause. So Betty and Lloyd have offered their place to throw the summer barbecue for the club. Normally that summer barbecue usually happens in July, but obviously with everything going on, things have been pushed back and restrictions being added and all that kind of stuff. So they have offered their place, but when the board talked about it, we have well, what if people don't want to be in public? Or
what if they don't want what? You're breaking up.
What if people don't want to get together yet? Because everybody has their own opinion. They're all valid. Some people are okay getting together right now. Some people are not okay. So what we figured is we would put it to a vote. So you do have to be a standing member of the dive club to vote. That means that you have to have paid your dues for the year 2020 to order to be able to vote. In order to vote, how you'll do it is I just posted it. I made it live on our page, and I'll show you in a second. If you go to divers.com, let me share that screen. You share. If you go to the updivers.com page, you see there, like, this is the home page. All right, but on the very, very top here, on the second one, it says vote. Okay, when you go to vote, there's a link here. You just click that link, and it'll open up the vote. Okay, if people want to meet or not meet. I'm probably going to leave this up for a few days. I'm also going to send out a follow-up email after a dive club meeting, but I will, so I can post this link in there and give everybody who's a member the opportunity to vote as to whether or not you want to have the barbecue or not. That's how you'll get there. Then we'll give it a couple days, and then we'll go ahead and see what the tally is.
Brad, this is Pam King. I have a question.
Yes.
Some of us don't know whether or not we've paid, and at the last meeting, somebody was going to present who still owed dues. Is that available?
So
I just typed that in chat. I just typed that.
So what I'll do is Dan and Pocket are the dynamic duo of safety/treasure membership. So what I'll do is before I send the email out, I'll go ahead and add it somehow. Those who have paid, is everybody okay with me sending that out an email? Who's paid, who hasn't paid, so you have an idea?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is Steve Plummer. I don't know if I paid or not either.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I'll send that out with the email so everybody has an idea. Like, these are the paying members, and then I'll put the link again, how to pay for it online and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Colette here. I don't know if you guys have my email because I don't get any emails from you guys about anything.
Oh, okay. Well, do me.
I seen Jake the other day, and I told him, he said something about something changed. He talks computer talk, which I don't know. So I don't know. But he had said something might have changed and my email didn't carry over or something.
So if you're not getting the email, go ahead and write this down. I'll give this to everybody. Shoot an email to me so I can definitely add you to the distro list.
Okay.
And just the letters CA, so the abbreviation for California,
Okay.
updivers@gmail.com. So CAUP as in Papa, divers@gmail.com. CA updivers@gmail.com. Just shoot me an email. I'll add you to the distro. That way, make sure we get you in there.
Okay. Okay.
I should probably, I don't know if that's on the website. I thought it was. Maybe I need to include something on the website that if you're not on the email distro, you can just click here and it'll submit it. I'm surprised I don't have that on there. Usually I'm better about that. But yeah, so when you go to the Updiver page and you click on the link, it'll take you to this just easy Google Forms form. And then you go through there, okay? Let me go back and share a different screen. All right. So I think it's awesome that Betty and Lloyd have been are gracious enough to want to help. But remember, if you're going to vote, your membership has to be paid. So that's why we'll give it a couple days. Maybe we'll give it a week. And then that Dan and Pocket can review all the stuff and go from there. Let's see.
So if we do need to pay, just drop a check by the dive shop or what?
You can be online. Let me show you that. I don't know.
Oh,
It was, can you hear me?
Yeah.
It was on the email too for the meeting tonight because I just clicked the link and it took me right there to pay it. So I did it that way. That was easy.
Sure.
okay. Never mind.
And then no, it's a good question. So if you want to,
Good to know. Thank you.
let's see, it's under more shop. So if you click on more, depending on how shrink down you have your screen, you click on shop. Here are the two, so it's individual membership or a family membership. You click that, just fill it out, and then everything's good to go through there. And Dan and Pocket get an email so they can add you to the list of paid members. We are actually, this was just set up yesterday, and I apologize, I don't have the link as of this second. I'll put it up on the website tonight. But we are taking Venmo now. So those of you that like Venmo, what I'll do is I'll post on here how to pay for membership with Venmo. We're getting high tech. Everybody's got to keep up.
Awesome.
Let me go back here.
For some reason, I'm hearing a lot of feedback. Does somebody have like 2 speakers on?
I'm hearing it too.
Let me see. No, it's not me because I have my audio off. So.
Okay.
It's just good practice that if you're not going to say anything, just mute yourself, and then when you want to talk, unmute yourself. It's just good Zoom etiquette as we have for nowadays, right? All right, so let's talk about the big thing. So the big thing is the Catalina trip. So we'll be diving on Catalina Island. It's just a day trip, so it leaves out of Long Beach. So it's $160 per person for divers and non-divers. My wife is a non-diver because she's pregnant, but she wants to go on the trip. So she's going to go and just sit on a boat in the sun and enjoy looking at Catalina Island. Hopefully the weather's good. It's $160. It's a 3-tank dive, so that includes 3 dives. So, and it includes food. You know, you're not having a gourmet meal, but they do have little meals for breakfast and for lunch on there, and then they have snacks in between. Transportation, the $160 covers the transportation from the boat out to the island, diving, and then yes, we'll make sure we're bringing all the divers back, right? And so it's round trip transportation, right? Not one way to Catalina. Sorry about that.
Hello.
That's my wife trying to say I'm coming home. The interesting thing is, this is what I love about the Sea Ray. The last time I dove the Sea Ray was probably around 2003 when I used to run trips out of Las Vegas when I was teaching there. they're really cool because you don't have to worry about driving down to Long Beach at 4:30 in the morning. You can drive down that day. And give me 1 second. It's my wife. She says, "Are you up?" Yes, I'm running the meeting. You can drive down that day, and between 8 and 11 p.m. the day prior, so on Saturday, you can get on the boat and you can sleep in one of the bunks down below the boat if you choose to. That's what I've always done every time I go on the boat. I know there might be some hesitancy, especially since Dan's going on this trip. And the last 2 boats that Dan's been on has not fared well as far as fires go. So,
Hey.
but seriously, I asked Kim to send me a picture of the bunks. It's basically just like bunks that you see in like some of the older ships and stuff like that. But it is a free place to stay. Boarding will start at 6 a.m. that morning, and then the boat will leave at 7 a.m. Head out to the dive site. Then it'll start to come back between around 6 o'clock. She said it depends on the last diver.
Brad,
Water.
I'm
Yeah.
only getting about half.
Hello? Whoever's only getting about half of it, it sounds like your connection isn't that great.
Ed,
Yes.
I'm only getting about half of what you're saying.
You're cutting in and
Something's
out.
interfering.
You're cutting in and out. So that's your connection.
What is the date on the trip?
I'm sorry?
What is the date on the trip?
It's August 13th. It's a Sunday.
August 16th?
August 30th.
Oh, 30th.
Yes, ma'am. I know it's not my connection, Jeff. I'm on a 1 gigabyte connection.
Nice.
So you can board the night before between 8 and 11 and close it after 11 just for safety reasons. Then you can sleep on the boat. Get up the next morning,
Room with better-
go out there, and the last time I did this, I went out to head check, and I didn't wake up. On this boat, it usually takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours to motor over. That was from San Pedro, so it might be a little shorter from Long Beach. There's a good part of here where there's a possibility of seeing whales on the way out. The last time I dove in August down there, we saw whales going out to the island and coming back. And they will stop so we could take pictures and see the whales. No scuba diving with them though. But that and I've seen dolphins going back and forth and stuff. It is being booked online. Let me show everybody how to book it online real quick. And the reason we're doing it online is so that we can keep account. All right.
Hey, while you're showing that, what do you do for coming home? Then do you stay overnight in Long Beach and then drive home the next day?
I'm going to drive home the next day because my wife has to work, so she can sleep on the way home. That's completely up to you, obviously.
Yeah.
So if you go to the home page and scroll down, you'll see this RSVP link right for the 310 Catalina dive trip, August 30th. You just click on it. And it's going to open up this page right here. All of the details are here. As you can see, some people are already signed up. All right. You can read all the details about the event. And then you can go ahead and pick how many slots you want. And then do a checkout with most cards. And that'll take you through the checkout. Now, the one thing I want to remind people is that, remember, some people may or may not be familiar with this, but with most dive trips, once you secure your slot with your payment, we can't refund it. And the reason why is because we have to have a certain amount of people sign up for the trip in order to make the trip happen. If you back out, it's okay to back out, but we can't refund you the money because you still have to pay the boat so that everybody else can go. Usually on the boat, this boat takes about 30 divers, but because of COVID-19 and the restrictions we put on the boat, they can only take 20. So it's even more important that if you secure a slot, remember, if you're going to back out, we can't refund that money to you.
So Brad, I have a question.
Sure.
If you secure a spot and then find out you can't go, but somebody else wants to pay you and take your slot, is that acceptable?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely, because there's a good possibility that that may happen with my wife, Gabby. We paid for her slot, but because she's active duty military, they've restricted her to 300 miles. We're hoping that's lifted by the end of August, but if it's not, she's not going to be able to go. So we'll be offering up her slot. So there's a good chance that even though we paid for 2 slots, she may not be going. So,
Okay.
but that's a good
I have a
question.
question too.
Sure.
Can Mike and I go, how deep is the dive?
So Catalina Island, so that's a good question because you're an open water diver and you remember what your instructor said, didn't you?
Yes.
So the good news is you're going to have a PADI instructor on the boat, right?
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
but it's a valid question. So if you're an open water diver, you know, most of the dives on Catalina Island are within that 60-foot range, but there are ones that are deeper, you know. If we are doing a deeper dive, I am more than willing to brief the deep dive and go over it, make you comfortable, and you can be my dive buddy.
Okay.
I did tell the story, and I think this is why Lene asked this. I always tell the story to my students that one of the times that I dove in Catalina, I had 2 brand new open water divers that got certified in Lake Mead so they can see about, 3 inches in front of their face. And we went to Catalina, and the very first dive, you could go as deep as you want. And we all went down to about 100, 110 feet. And within about 8 to 10 minutes, 2 of those guys were completely out of air. So I had an air source, an alternate air, and my second stage. So I put my air source in that's on my low pressure inflator, gave one of them my second stage, and then one of them my octopus, and the 3 of us came to the surface together. So it's a valid question. It's a very valid question. What other questions we have? Good questions. I like it.
On that deep too.
All right. There is only 20 spots. Like I said, we can't take any more than that. Like I said, if you can't go, like if my wife can't go, you can swap it out with somebody. I created a forum on our website that we can start talking about it and start asking questions. Let me show everybody that. Look, there's all kinds of stuff to show today. Let's see. So when you're on the website, let me scroll back up here. Let me move this. Go to forums. Updivers Club Trips. And then there's this Catalina 3-day dive forum right here. So I posted all the information about it, along with links to the boat, so you can check out the boat and its website. I also posted the link. If you need the book, you can click on that. It'll take you straight through it. And then, as you see, I commented, and then Dan already commented. So this is a place to ask questions, share information, whatever you want to do. This is why we created this portion of the website. We've waited 7 months to really use this forum, unfortunately, because of COVID-19. But this is a prime example. We got a trip going. Let's start talking about it. Hey, who's driving down the night before? Does somebody want to eat lunch the day prior? Gabby and I are probably going to go to the aquarium in Long Beach because it's been at least 20 years since I've been there. So we'll probably post that later. Hey, if anybody wants to go to the aquarium. Right now for the aquarium, they're only allowing the outdoor activities. I'm hoping that changes before August 30th. But
Hey Brad, this is Jake too. Also, a couple people of us, we're gonna go down on Friday, so we can put it out there too. Anybody that wants to go down Friday, earlier before the trip, we can go there, and we're gonna dive on Saturday morning in the gardens there off the Casino Point.
Okay, yeah, so definitely post that kind of stuff in the forum so we can start talking about that. Who wants to go and talk about that? So awesome, appreciate that, Jake. So this is where you get this, so you can talk about that in this forum because that's the place to do it. All right, let me switch back here. So trips, Roatan and Bonaire are canceled as of yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because of, and Jake can talk more about this, but I guess we can't get on the island. Jake, do you want to talk about that real quick?
Yeah, yes. So what happened is because of the COVID stuff, everybody kind of shut things down again. Bonaire, we're probably not going to be able to go to Bonaire until next year, actually, at this point in time. And then Roatan is just shut down until further notice at this point. So hopefully La Paz doesn't get shut down either.
Okay, we're going to talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah.
So the board was
Anybody, by the way, that has given a deposit for the Roatan trip that is going, we're just going to move all that over to La Paz. So I think everybody that was going to Roatan is now going to La Paz. So we're just going to move the money over to that.
Thanks, Jake. So the board was talking about trying to do the Lake Tahoe camping thing. The problem is once again, they're not taking any reservations right now. So it looks like maybe camping this year won't happen. This has been a tough year for the dive club. Hopefully next year is better. All right, so let's talk about La Paz. So if you didn't know, the trip cost was updated to $19.95. That's because now it includes the airfare leaving from San Francisco. It's a direct flight down in the morning. I don't know if Betty's on here. I had the information, I lost it. I see Betty's on here. If Betty can hear us, maybe she can talk about the flights down and back. I had the information, I just put it aside somewhere. Betty, can you hear us? We can't hear you, Betty.
Okay, before Betty goes on, I do have a question. You
Yeah.
said that everybody that was on the Roatan trip is now going to the La Paz trip, but when I talked to the shop today, they're only going to allow 10 people to go on it, so I'm confused.
So we had 10 slots that were going to La Paz. We are getting 10 more slots to cover all that too. So we had filled it up already at 10, but there's plenty of spots right now to move everybody over.
Okay. And Betty,
I think there's a total of 18 right now. If not everybody's put in a deposit, but everybody that said they want to go or put in a deposit at this point, it's about 18 people going at this point.
all right.
So will we be in one boat then, or are there going to be two boats?
You know, I'm not sure yet. Betty's going to call the gentleman or email him tomorrow. That's how we've been communicating with him. Emailing, we may do two boats. There is enough space there if we do two boats that we can actually have up to 30 people going on this trip.
Well, Betty's talked about it before. I guess they have a number of boats. Some of them are pretty big. So
Yeah, I think one of them can hold 20 people, 20 divers on one of the boats.
yeah, I think one of them held quite a bit. So I don't think that will be a problem.
Yeah, but with the 20 people, are they going to be needing to have more space because of the virus?
The only thing I could say is as it gets closer, I know there is email communication back and forth, and they do have some COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
As we all know, it's a dynamic thing. It's changing all the time.
Yeah.
So we'll have to be flexible, kind of roll.
And they have a lot of boats that can accommodate us as well too. So if things do change, we have to do that. They have enough to accommodate all of us.
I'm just guessing based off of the places I've been. You know, no one's really dealt with this kind of situation in the past. With the number of boats that they have, they could probably take two boats out at the same time if they have to practice social distancing and, be side by side diving. I mean, obviously it's not the ideal way that we all want to dive together, but at least we're all diving and we can still get together after the dives and talk. And we'll all be in the water together anyway, which is important. So, but definitely a good question. I appreciate that, Terry. So Betty's having problems with her audio, but I know it's a direct flight out in the morning from SFO straight down, and then we take the ground transportation into La Paz, and then it's a direct flight back on the last day. So airfare is included in there. Remember, deposits are $400. That goes to the dive store. And then one of the things too, I don't know if you noticed with this slide is we're including the underwater photography specialty course with this trip. So if you ever wanted to know how to take pictures, or you want to practice taking pictures, or just try it out, you will earn if you want to participate, and there'll be more information to follow how to take these pictures. Most of us are bringing our cameras. I'm going to bring more than one camera, so there's plenty of options to try out during the entire trip. And when it's all over, you earn a specialty included in the cost. So
Are you teaching that?
yes, ma'am. Now remember, as most places, what it doesn't include is obviously your gear, nitrox, your travel insurance, your personal, all that stuff, and then gratuities for the dive boat. But the way things are going, this might be the only trip for the year, so, which is sad and unfortunate for all of us divers. So I'm hoping we get a lot of participation and really make it a really cool dive trip.
Now, when Brad says that, he didn't mean the Catalina trip, too.
Right.
Two trips.
There you are.
So yeah, but so definitely get a hold of Jake in the dive store, get your deposits in. What I would like to do is the middle of August by the latest, start creating a correspondence page that'll be on Sportsco's website. So we can start talking about this trip, put out more information, answer questions, all that type of stuff. So jump on.
And if you want to do the photography with Brad, I'll be there as well too. But if you want to bring a camera, you want to know what camera to get. So we're now Sea Life, which is they're great cameras. I have one. I know several of you guys that we're diving with. I think, several of you guys have Sea Life cameras. But we have, and if you want to bring a GoPro, you want to make sure you get it before the trip so you have it when we go down.
Working out?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
We can hear you now.
I had to get my son-in-law to get this hooked up for me. Anyway, I'm a little bit better at doing airlines and stuff like that. But the airline, we can get a shuttle to take you in. But rather than go out of Sacramento, it was going to just connect you over to San Francisco. So you'd have to be over there like at 4:30 in the morning. So we're just going to go out of San Francisco. It'll be direct down to La Paz. Included will be your transfer, not from La Paz, from Cabo up to La Paz. And as far as the boats are really, I'll ask Rodrigo just to make sure, but there should be no problem with the whole group going on their boat because it's 2 decks, very roomy, very nice. And but I'll have to see if they still have that boat. But that's one of the biggest boats I've ever been on as far as a dive boat, and it's not slow. So I think they'll have all that set up. But we're going to go back in, Jake and I, tomorrow and get some more places because we only had 10 reserved. But we're going to go in and get 10 more. And actually, well, you know how it all is. We're all together all the time anyway. If we have our own boat together, I don't think you'd have to social distance 6 feet.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's room because there's room for you to like walk up and down the stairs and go down to eat because they serve lunch on board and everything. So there's plenty of room where you can still distance if you want to.
Just remember, don't social distance underwater, though. You got to stay close to your dive buddy.
The
So you're
5
breathing
days,
your own air, right? You got your own mask on and everything.
That's right. That's right.
so the 5 days of 3 tank divings, and that means there's going to be like 2 morning dives, then take lunch in the afternoon dive, and you stay on the boat the whole time.
You're on the boat the whole time, and
That's what I'm
they
saying.
serve lunch off of the boat, but there's plenty of room. You're not like, it's not a normal boat like you're crammed together, one of the Caribbean boats. There's plenty of room to go get your lunch and distance and sit apart. So there's no problem with that if he gives us the big boat. If we have enough people, he will.
Okay. The club that we're staying, that hotel, remember when we went to La Paz quite a few years ago? Is it the same place or a different one?
I don't know which one you went with. I've been down there several times. Do you
Oh.
remember what it was like? This one is the one we used last time we went down, and it saves you about 45 minutes because it's out of town. And then, but if you want to go into town, you can take about a 15-minute or 10 to 15-minute taxi ride into town. But this one sits out on the point towards the dive destination, so you're not on the boat for quite such a long ride. But it's called Cantamar. I don't know if you remember
I don't remember, but I do remember we were out of town.
Yeah, then it probably was. La Concho is another one that's out of town that we stayed at, but their boats are not nearly as nice as Cantamar's boats, and that's why we moved over to this place.
Okay.
So now that Betty has her audio, now's your time to ask before she mutes herself. I'm just Any other questions for the giant trip for Betty before we move on?
Actually, Brad, I do have a question.
All right.
This is kind of a selfish question. I took the underwater photography specialty when we were in, not Egypt, in the Red Sea. Okay, I learned nothing, absolutely nothing, but I paid my money.
That will not be the case with me. I guarantee that.
But will I still have to pay?
Well,
No.
it's included in your cost of the trip.
Included in your cost, Terry.
Put in what?
It's
It's
included in
included.
the cost of the trip.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Pipe
didn't read that. I know. Sorry.
down.
So I'm gonna throw our newest member under the bus right now, all right? So Lene is probably the most recent student to have me as an instructor. She will probably tell you Brad over teaches. She's shaking her head yes. So I guarantee that you will learn something. And if you don't, I guarantee I will provide you information so that you can learn more than you can probably comprehend with underwater.
I feel like I learned about photography just in taking the dive class and listening to you about taking photos and the breath and the this and that. And I personally, yeah, it sounds fun.
Cool.
Yeah, so the only thing that's not included in the course is the actual specialty course material. And that's something that you'll have to get through the dive shop. So what I'll probably do is probably about a month before the trip goes out, for everyone that's going on the trip, I'll send a little survey out. You know, any special accommodations, you know, are you going to take the underwater photography class along with some other stuff, just to get kind of a group census of everybody that's going, so that Jake can order the material for the specialty course. The specialty course, you do have to acquire the materials, read over it, and then we'll go over the knowledge views. Unfortunately, I'm not a corner cutting type instructor, so I like to do it. And then we will. I'm going to bring a ton of information, probably way more than Patty requires me to teach for underwater photography.
Yeah.
Just a real short background. I've been doing photography since about 97, 98. I'm published as a skydive photographer. I've worked with the Travel Channel, National Geographic, and some other big names as far as photography goes. I don't usually tell people that, but it's Terry a warm and fuzzy. I've been doing underwater photography for about 5 years. I love it. Probably the most challenging photography I've ever done. I've done portrait and landscaping and weddings in the past and all that kind of stuff, but I think underwater photography is the most challenging. So I love it. So I will definitely be over teaching, Terry, I promise.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, this sunflower that's behind me, I took that picture. So
nice.
Right on.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Terry's
I can
kind of
do
a master on that too.
photography.
Hey,
Sorry?
just as a reminder as well too, so the deposits on La Paz are due by July 25th. And then correct me if I'm wrong too, Betty, on this as well too. So we want to make sure that all the deposits, because we have to have a final count by July 25th over to these
now,
guys.
the person that answered the phone at the shop told me I had to have it in today, so I put it on a charge card.
That's fine, because you want to get we'll fill the spots up. That's what so was it a woman or a guy you talked to?
A woman.
Okay, so they're just taught that the spots go first come, first serve. So just put it on there if you want as well too. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me as well too.
Yeah.
They're fairly new staff, so as we're getting into it, we're going through this process. But if you haven't put a deposit in already and you're on this call and you're thinking about going, I know there's 18 people that want to go so far. So
I
if we're going
want
to
to
have
go.
20
I just gotta
slots,
bring my deposit.
yeah, just make sure you bring your deposit as soon as possible, but no later than it's done by July 25th. So at that point in time.
Okay, I'll be in.
So
I'll
Jake,
be in.
do we indicate who we want to room with also?
Yes, if you want to do that, just let Betty know or myself know, and then we'll put it on in our notes. And everything, by the way, is going. And Brad's done a great job of putting things online as far as transitioning our classrooms into there, our payments into there. So we're slowly but surely, everything that we're doing is going online. And so we'll start matching people's records so we know who's going where and how to keep track of everything instead of a notebook. So everything's in one place. So that'd be good.
This sounds like one of the meetings we send a follow-up email with.
Um,
We got a follow-up email coming to you in the next 2 weeks. So.
So I have a
Why don't
question.
Uh-oh.
Are you able to pay the deposit online
Not
through
yet.
the website?
Yeah, not yet. So the way that we have it
Okay.
all set up right now, everything is done. through our app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
But you
Jay,
can also call the store. Yes.
you should have that deposit go in by the 20th because you have to set the spots for the flight by the 25th.
Okay. 20. Okay, that's what it is.
Yeah, or
All right, so it's all about
22nd.
the flight.
22nd would even be fine, but they'll call, or we have to call early in the morning to say how many spots we want
Okay.
on the 25th.
All right. So, and just so you're aware, if you did, you can go. I know Betty in the past has taken all the trips done on by checks or by cash. If you do want to do credit card, we'll take it by credit card as well too. There's just a 3 credit card fee on top of that. So, but you're welcome to use your credit cards as well.
Okay,
right.
Jake, also, you and I have to talk because I think I have a few mannequins that I can donate.
Perfect. Yeah, you and I talked about that before. You and I'll talk offline for that. So thank you.
Yeah, you'll have to come over and get them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other trip questions before we move on?
No.
All right. So we didn't have a presentation for this one, like I said, because we were supposed to meet at the store, but then we last minute changed with all the restrictions that were put on place for the 4th of July. But for the next meeting, fingers crossed, hopefully we'll have that at the dive shop Tuesday, August 4th. Jake, we still going with the Scuba Pro guest for that meeting?
Yeah. So I already talked to Joe. He said he'd be here, and so we'll do the raffles and the upgraded stuff and everything else like that too.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so a couple things that we're going to do is one of the things is officially our shop tomorrow becomes I think it's tomorrow, hopefully. But by the end of the week, we'll be an official Scuba Pro dealer for our store, so we'll be able to get all the parts for life for people that are coming into as well too. He'll come actually, the Scuba Pro rep, Joe. He actually came last year and spoke to the club, but he'll talk about what's going on worldwide with the diving and what's happening in this industry and kind of what to expect moving forward. And then also he talks a lot about gear and what you're looking for if you're a new diver, what to get into. We are going to be doing a special on a lot of our rental gear that night for divers as well too. So if you can't quite afford brand new gear, we'll have that available for you, the BCDs, the regulators, and computers. Then we'll just have some raffles. It's going to be a really fun night, and I know a lot of us that have been on this Zoom for a while, we're kind of tired of looking at each other's faces on Zoom, and it'd be nice to see each other in person, so, but our whole goal is to make it just really fun for everybody and have it really a kickoff for each one of you guys. So it'll be a fun event.
Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that.
Are you planning the barbecue at Betty's house because Lake Solano's not opened yet for public? Is that the deal?
Yeah, there's just every place that we call to try and do something, they're like, we're not taking reservations. We don't know when it's going to start back up. And
Right.
Based off of the voting, whether we'll have it or not, how the club members feel, we'll have to just go from there.
Okay.
All right, so that's the end of the dive club. I thought it was going to be a short one. We had an amazing discussion about the La Paz trip and some other stuff. So hey, but that's what this is for. It's for us all to talk together as a club. But this is recording. I said I'm going to record things and post it, and I'm horrible about it. But this is recorded, so I am going to post it to the website tonight. Once it takes forever to process a Zoom recording, especially one that's 56 minutes going right now.
Yeah.
But I will post it tonight. I want to thank, I know on behalf of my wife, she just walked in, she's changing, so I'm not going to show that. I want to thank everybody for showing up and still supporting the dive club. I know this for most of the board members, it's our first year, or hopefully there's more than one year. And it's been pretty difficult, and everybody's been really, really patient with us. And I am going to speak on behalf of all the board members, and they can speak up too if they want. But thank you for still supporting the club, and thank you for still logging on the Zoom and coming around and still talking. And hopefully we can drive more traffic to the website and talk about, you know, the event 30th on the Sea Ray and what everybody wants to do, and just have a fun discussion there. But around the room, anybody got anything you want to add before we close out?
Pam, we can see you.
I don't know what happened. It's a miracle. It just started working. I have been fiddling with settings. I don't know what happened, but anyway, that's good because the last 3 meetings I've been on, the video hasn't worked. So here we go.
All right. And then, all right, so that'll be it. So last thing I want to say is everybody say thank you, Lene, for joining the club. She's our newest member.
Hey!
I'm so excited, you guys. I can't wait.
Are you going to go on any of the dive trips?
I think that I want to do Catalina and I want to do the La Paz. So I think,
All right, good.
yeah, I'm ready to start doing this.
Good.
The training's all over with. Let's go see things. That's the
Right.
fun, right?
Right on.
Good attitude.
Oh,
All right, everybody. So I'll send a follow-up email within the next couple of days. Remember to jump on the website, click on the vote icon, and post your vote. Remember, you got to be a team member, and I'll send a follow-up.
Brad, can you involve? Can you put on the Venmo link also for
Yes.
membership dues?
Yeah, sounds like I have some homework to do tonight after the kids go to bed.
Hey, Jake, can you stay on for a little bit after everybody gets off?
Sure.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll see you
Bye,
guys
guys.
later. Have a good one.
Bye, guys.